everyone, how are you doing today? I hope you're having an absolutely wonderful day. It's time for my February roundup already. It's unbelievable. February is so short. I can't believe I feel like I just did this for January. If you haven't seen my last one I did in January, I started a new series where I'm going to try and make sure I do speed reviews more often at the end of the month to round up all of the products that I am ready to give you a review on. So it's not always going to be products that I've necessarily picked up this month. Just items that I'm ready to review finally. Today's tea of the day is Jasmine Dragon Pearl tea. You guys have seen me drink this before. You know how much I love it. I have a little video showing you if you haven't seen what these look like. They are literally little round balls of tea. A lot of times they're hand rolled. They're just little exquisite little works of art. As they steep, they unfurl, releasing the delicious jasmine aroma. And they often steep for many times before they lose their flavor. They're absolutely wonderful. I really like the ones from Teaviver, and I always link the ones that I'm drinking down below. So the way that I have my speed reviews videos set up, I totally borrowed from Julia Adams. I'm gonna make sure and link her down below. The way I'll have it set up is I'll talk about the items that I really, really love first, and I'm gonna try and be picky about the items that I put in the really love category. Then I have the like category, items that I enjoy, but they didn't have that extra special something, you know, to make me get all the feels. I save the feels for the love category. Then I'm gonna have a category of things that are fine, things that are okay, and then an actual dislike category. So let's start with the loves category. So I have been trying the Makeup Forever Reboot foundation, and I just have a sample, but I'm gonna put a picture up of the actual bottle so you can see what it is that I'm talking about. I've been using the shade Y218. I got a sample of this in store at Sephora months ago, and it just took me forever to get around to fully trying it. This is a beautiful foundation, and if I didn't already have several beautiful foundations, I would go pick this up immediately. This is going on my wish list to get maybe next year or something. I want to use up some foundation before I go buy it. But this is one of those products that I had just heard good reviews about, so I decided to get a sample of it, but I didn't really look at the claims of it. So I feel like I kind of went into it mostly blind just to see what it was. And my first impression was it's very similar to MAC Face and Body. It's sheer to light coverage with a decent amount of buildability in it, but it's very radiant like MAC Face and Body. It does have a little bit of a perfumey scent. Nothing too horrendous, but in case you're sensitive to scents, I thought I'd mention that. I do have a video of me wearing this, and in that video I look especially radiant. That's just the combination of the skincare and this all together. But I must say, this feels like it has skincare in it, because I feel like at the end of the night when I took off my makeup, which this actually wore quite well for me, by the way, not as well as MAC Face and Body, but it still wore pretty well. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I feel like that when I took this off at the end of the night, my face actually looked better. I feel like whatever is in this has good skincare things in it, which I think is actually one of the claims of this foundation, which I didn't realize when I tried it, and it worked for me. This is really, really good. I was able to try most of the line of Merit Beauty last month. They sent me their line to try, which was my very first PR. It was very, very exciting. So you'll see a lot of Merit in this video. One of my favorites from the whole line was actually their brush. This is the brush that they recommend to use with their foundation product, which I will show you here in a little while. But this brush, you guys, I really recommend if you're into like a stick foundation and you're looking for a good brush. I really think this is fantastic. And obviously you could use it for whatever, but this I feel like was definitely a winner in the collection and something that I actually have out. I've been keeping it out and I want to experiment and use it with different products, but it just made applying a stick foundation really, really effortless and beautiful. I felt like the finish of it using this was just gorgeous. Another product from Merit that made it into my loves was actually the highlight from them. So they call this the highlighting balm, and I have the shade Cava. So this is such an interesting little product. I mean, it's so interesting. When you feel it, it feels wet and slippery and kind of oily. Like it's not like a sticky balm. Like when I think of highlighting balm, I think of something with a little bit of a tack to it. This isn't anything like that, but it gives you a wet, glowy effect on your face. I mean, I don't need any more highlighter, but maybe I'll just tap that little bit I had on. And it's one of those things where there's a lot of products out like this right now, and a lot of them are the same but different, if you know what I mean. I feel like this one is different enough to stand out above others. I mean, oh, it's just really, really gorgeous. I've been enjoying this so much. A classic product that has been out for years and I finally tried it is actually this single shadow from Colourpop. This is the shade Glass Bowl. They finally restocked it, so I was finally able to get it. Look at that shadow. It's got like purple, blue, maybe some green reflect in there. And when you put it on your eye, it gives that gorgeous wet look effect that if you're not new to my channel, you know that I love a shadow like that. And I had to put this in my loves category because I think it is worth the hype. I think it's really pretty. Last thing I'm gonna mention in my loves category is all the Phytosurgence single shadows I tried this month. So I actually tried quite a few. I knew I was gonna try Phytosurgence this year. It was on my list of like the first brand I wanted to try this year. So initially I ordered these 3 shades from them. I feel like I've given you guys lots of swatches of these products already this month, but I'm gonna do it again. So Fractal Freesia is a beautiful topper shade that works well with anything. Defiant Dahlia is a beautiful, rich color that still has some sparkles in it. Whereas Deeply Rooted is from their core collection, which doesn't have any sparkles. It's just kind of a nice, luminous, just really, really flattering on the eye. And that's the shade Deeply Rooted. They blend out so beautifully. One of the reasons why I like the Phytosurgence shadows so much is how easy they are to apply. You don't need a brush. You can use one if you want to like buff out the edges, but you can just use a finger and they wear very well. We know that's something that's hard to do with cream shadows. They tend to be creasy and messy, but not these. They wear beautifully. So anyway, once I knew that I liked the formula, when I saw them drop their new collection, I couldn't help it because it's a collection of taupes or taupey type shades. So there's Magnetic Maple, Pewtered Pine, Oxidized Olive, and Chilled Cherry, which I'll put a picture of swatches of all of these. I did just do a video eye swatching all these, so I'm gonna link that down below. They all have a beautiful pearlescent finish, although I think I must mention this shade Magnetic Maple right here. Okay, I'm gonna give you a swatch of this one. This one actually has more shimmer and metallicness in it than the other ones do. So to be noted about the shade Magnetic Maple, but they're all such easy, beautiful one and done shades, which I am so here for. And I love supporting indie brands. Okay, let's move into the light category. Products that I still enjoy, but didn't quite give me the feels that would get it into the love category. So first, let's start actually with the palette that I'm wearing on my eyes today. This is the Viseart Petit Pro Trois, and I did not mean to get it so smoky. I mean, it really got smoky. Today, I really wanted to try out the green shades. I actually wore these 3 shades. I have this tapped on the center of my lid, this on the inner portion of my lid, this on the outer corner, and then this through the crease. This is my first Viseart palette that I'm trying, and I find it really, really easy to use. Viseart, I've noticed their mattes are where it's at. They are super blendy, good pigment, really, really easy to use. The shimmers, like if you're like a shimmer lover and you want the most impact, you're not gonna be happy with them. They're definitely still shimmers, but they just don't have the opacity and super shine that someone who's really into shimmers might be looking for. However, I on occasion enjoy sort of a more low-key shimmer. I mean, it's still shimmery enough, right? They still show up on the eye, they're just not gonna be super wapow, you know? And how cute is this tiny little packaging? It's so adorable. I could see how very collectible these little palettes could be. This one I happened to get as a point perk through Ipsy, so I didn't pick it up myself. One thing to note is that with the Viseart palettes, they are all magnetic and you can pop them out. And when I first got mine, I felt like they were barely hanging on in there. Like they were super easy to just fall out practically. So I really, each time I open it, I'm like pressing them back in. But anyway, this is definitely super adorable. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I did do another look with this one. I can put it up on the screen where I was using all of the pinks and purples, which I really, really enjoyed that look as well. Something from Phytosurgence I'm gonna put in this category just because I really, really like the effect of it, but it's not necessarily my very favorite. So why it's in the light category instead of the love. This is this Spectral Shine from Phytosurgence, and I have the shade Fresh Fog. So the Spectral Shine is their highlighting product, which when talking about this product, I feel like I must tell you that you need to take all the things that you know about highlight, especially cream highlight, and just forget them because this is a product that is, it's like it's its own thing. It doesn't really fit into any other category. So first of all, it is hard, and that's the way it's supposed to be. It's not a true cream product. I feel like if someone's expecting a cream and they got it, they would immediately feel like their product was dried out, but no, it's meant to be a super hard product. And I had a video of myself applying this. The number one thing you need to know about this is that it takes a little bit to load up your brush. I did purchase the Sky Buff brush that they recommend for this, which actually I really enjoy this brush. Don't mind how dirty it's looking. I really need to wash it. But basically you need to really load up your brush. Like none of this swirling a few times. You need to really get in there, really swirl. You can see I have not really been gentle with my product because just by its nature of being a hard product, it can be kind of hard to pick up. So anyway, really get in there, swirl your brush, and then buff. So, you know, you did see me tap a little bit of that other highlight on top of the one I was already wearing, but in the video, I will show you what it looks like. It creates the most interesting blurred highlighting effect. Like, so imagine light on your face, but without the shine. No sparkle. So again, light on your face, but with no shininess. So whenever I apply this, you can tell like I'm applying it over skincare and stuff already. So I already have a bit of shine on my face and this blurs it. It's the coolest thing how it blurs it. So then I think they describe it as like softbox lighting. So it's more like almost like a highlighting powder, but it's not a powder. Like it's the weirdest in-between product. So anyway, you buff it on to create a super diffused look, and then you can take a bit on your finger and pop it on the spot where you really want it to shine. And I don't have any other color like this as well. The shade Fresh Fog is pretty much white. You can see it there. But it's such an interesting product that I'm definitely going to keep using it and enjoying it. The only reason it's not in my loves is because you notice the brush. I feel like that when I'm buffing it on, that I must be lifting up my blush and stuff with it as well, just because this is white. And it's also staining the top of the product. I don't know if you can see how it's slightly pink. And that's from my brush picking up blush. So I feel like for this to work the best, you need to put it underneath everything, which actually isn't a problem because it still shows through. So don't worry about covering it up. It does show through really beautifully, but I'm just not a huge fan of the amount of buffing it takes, I guess, for me to be happy with how it looks. But at the same time, I can't deny that once I get it to how I like it, I really like it. Such a unique product, which I have to respect from an indie brand. Super neat. Okay, moving on to the blush that I'm wearing today from Merit. This is their cheek color. I have the shade Cheeky. This is such a fun little package, right? Look how it's just so squat and so cute. I love it. The first thing I notice when using it, it has a interesting translucent quality. You can still see your skin through the color, so it gives you what I would call popsicle cheeks, where your cheek is tinted, but there's like no opacity to it. It's really interesting, really pretty, and super easy to use. I just put it on my finger, pat it on, blend it out a little bit, and good to go. I have another blush to mention. I tried Phytosurgence's blush, so pretty. So I have the shade Inferno. One thing to note about their blushes, very pigmented. Like just one little boop, okay? One little boop in there and that's enough. The shade Inferno is a beautiful brick red. And I did purchase their Sky Fluff brush, which is what they recommend for blending out their blushes, and it works beautifully. You could use this with any cream blush. It's a really good cream blush brush, and that was hard to say. But the shade Inferno, again, a beautiful bricky red, and it might look kind of crazy, like really intimidating, but once it blends out, it just looks like a really gorgeous flush across your skin. And the finish of these are matte. One little pot of this will last an eternity because it is so pigmented, and they have some other really fun colors too. I recommend these. I think it's really good. Now to the mascara that I'm wearing today. So this one I've actually been testing for a while. This is the Colourpop Act Natural Defining Mascara. So when I saw the Act Natural Defining Mascara, especially this one in the shade brown, I thought it was gonna barely tint my lashes and be kind of like a no makeup type mascara, but look at it. It is a good mascara, and I have another picture of myself wearing this as well. Even though it's brown, it's really dark brown, and in fact I feel like it looks like I'm wearing a black mascara, which I do prefer. And I feel like it really gives good definition. I mean, it's called defining mascara, but also good volume. I think this is a decent mascara and it's inexpensive. I mean, it's Colourpop. I was really surprised by this, pleasantly surprised. The lip product I'm wearing is from L'Oreal. I can never remember what this is called and I never put it on the packaging, but I'll make sure and put it down below. Something about like Glow Paradise Balm-in-Gloss, which I have been so into liquid lip balms. I love finding new formulas, but a lot of them are more high-end. And so when I saw that L'Oreal came out with a balm gloss, I was like, oh, I have to try. And I'm really, really pleased with the color. First of all, this is the shade Rose Harmony. Such a pretty rosy nude. As far as it being a liquid lip balm, I feel like it's more thin in texture than the other ones I've tried before. Like for instance, in compared to Rare Beauty, this is a more thin texture. It's not quite as bouncy and cushiony, but it is still really, really comfortable. This is the type of product I feel like when someone tries it, they're gonna want all the different shades. I mean, I know I do. I'm not gonna do it because I have a lot of lip products, but I want all the shades. It has a slight sweet and floral smell. It's not super, super stinky. It's pleasant. It has an interesting applicator too. It's like just different, you know? But super, super comfortable when applying. I have been really enjoying this. Also in my like category is the foundation stick from from Merit. I was gonna say, they don't call this their foundation stick. No, they call it the Perfecting Complexion Stick. There you go. And it's supposed to be it's not supposed to be a foundation or a concealer. It's supposed to be like an all-in-one type product. So it looks like this, super fun and it's kind of classy feeling to use. However, there's not a whole lot of product in here, especially for the price. So it's not something that I'm necessarily going to recommend for the price, you know? However, I really liked how it blended out, especially using their brush. I can link the video down below where I tried this product. Actually, all the products. I had a video where I was trying all the Merit products. This is for someone who truly does not want to wear a whole lot of makeup. You just apply it in the few spots where you feel like you need a little bit of coverage, blend it out, and I actually really liked how it looked. I felt like it looked, on me anyway, which I always wear a lot of skincare, so my skin, after my skincare, is quite dewy, and I felt like this had a beautiful, natural, skin-like finish. I've heard other people describe as kind of dry, so it probably depends on the base that you're wearing and your skin type. But for me, I felt like it was quite pretty. Not something I would wear though if I had like super bad skin day, because this would not cover everything. And in case you're wondering, the shade that I have, it's the shade Linen, which matches me pretty well actually, right there. Okay, so now we come to the category where things were just fine. They're just kind of meh. They're not my favorite. I wouldn't say that I necessarily really like them, so I'm not putting them in the like category, but I also don't actively dislike them. So I have a few products to mention. One is this lip oil from Merit. I actually really like the color I have. It's the shade Au Naturel, and the color is a really pretty kind of nudish terracotta shade, which I'm super drawn to that. I feel like it's a very flattering color. I just don't feel that the formula is necessarily that nourishing. I have tried a lot more nourishing formulas, including the formula I'm wearing today, to be honest. And it's one of those formulas where I feel like if I wore it every day, it might actually dry out my lips. I mean, I haven't been wearing it every day, so I can't say that it actually has. It just has that feeling for me. I do have more sensitive lips, so sometimes I can just sort of tell that a product is not going to be the best for me anyway. So I'm still going to wear it. It's just not it's not my favorite. Merit also very kindly sent me their eyebrow pomade, which works just fine, but I have literally nothing else to say about it. I have the shade brown. It matches my brown eyebrows just fine, but considering that that's literally as much as I can say about it, I'm just putting it in this category. And they also sent me their mascara. So this is very much a more natural mascara. I have the shade Perfect Black. It's supposed to be a lengthening mascara, and I don't think it's lengthening, actually. I feel like it just kind of coats your lashes. You can tell that you're wearing mascara, you know, when you use it. That's the brush that it uses, but I just do not feel like it does a whole lot at all, which Merit is a minimalist beauty brand, so I absolutely would expect them to come out with a mascara like this, but it also smudges on me, which I feel like if a mascara is going to be expensive and doesn't do much for your lashes, it at least better stay. At least better stay. And this one doesn't for me. I'm still gonna use it. It's an open mascara, so I'm probably gonna use this on days I'm not filming and not wearing a whole lot of eye makeup, but it's not something that I'm going to be recommending to others. And then I didn't try anything that I actively disliked this month. So I'm done. There are all the products I wanted to mention. Thank you guys so much for hanging out till the end of the video. If you stayed to the very end, thank you so much. If you've been trying anything new lately that you would like to give me a review on, please let me know down below. I love to hear people's reviews, and that way we can all benefit from your experience. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, guys. I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye!